So hello guys, here we have question number 9 from the exercise check your understanding from the chapter electromagnetic induction from Pathfinder. So let's start. A ring of mean radius r and cross-sectional area A is made up of a perfectly conducting wire. Inductance L of the ring is so small that inertia of free electrons cannot be neglected in the current building process. The free electron density in the conductor is n, mass of electron is m, and the modulus of charge on an electron is E. Initially, the ring is placed in a uniform magnetic field with its plane parallel to the induction vector B in the field as shown in the figure. Find the current in the ring after it is turned through an angle 90 degree. So basically what is happening here is that due to the change in flux through the coil, an electric field is being generated through the coil, which is accelerating the electrons and which is facing some resistance due to the inductance of the coil. So what we can see from here is that let's assume here I have assumed that a top view of the coil, and when it makes an angle of 90 plus theta with the B vector. So first of all, let's consider the force on a electron which will be going through a circular path. So from here, the we know that QVB is the force on it due to a magnetic field. So here the component of B perpendicular to the coil will contribute to that. So here EVB cos theta will be equals to mv square by r. So this is the first equation we get. Now the flux through the coil at this instant, let's say it to be phi, can be given by B times pi r square times cos theta, right? So from here, differentiating this once, what we get is d phi by dt is equals to B times pi r square times minus sin theta d theta by dt. Here I won't consider much of the signs because we will decide intuitively what will happen. So here I am just ignoring the signs. Now this d phi by dt is the potential difference across the loop. So here what we can write is, and we assume that the electric field due to this is E effective. So E effective times 2 pi r equals to d phi by dt. So from here E effective equals to 1 by 2 pi r times d phi by dt, which equals br sin theta d theta by dt over 2. So this is the electric field which is causing the acceleration of the electrons and is also being resisted by the inductance. So what we can write from here is that E times E effective is equals to the mass of electrons times dV by dt plus E times L di by dt over 2 pi r. So this is due to the acceleration of the mass and this is due to the effect of inductance. And this part can be seen as the LdI by dt as the opposing potential difference, and over 2 pi r means the electric field created due to the resistance due to inductance, and the times E makes it the force. So from here, substituting the value of E effective, what we can get is EBR sin theta d theta by dt over 2 is equals to mdv by dt plus EL by 2 pi r di by dt. And here we need the current as a function of theta, so we have to somehow eliminate the v, which is the drift velocity of electrons. So relating v and I, what we can get is I equals to NEA VD. So from here, differentiating on both sides with respect to time, di by dt equals to NEA dV by dt. So substituting this in the above equation, what we get is EBR sin theta d theta by dt over 2 equals to m by NEA di by dt plus EL over 2 pi r di by dt, cancelling dt from both sides and integrating from theta equals to 0 to pi by 2, and from current I equals to 0 to some I, what we get is EBR by 2 equals to m by NEA plus EL by 2 pi r times I. So from here the current we get is I equals to b by 2m over n e square ar plus l over pi r square. So yeah, this is the final answer. Thank you.